Here's a little more detail on the handheld plasma channel Van de Graaff generator. I did cut these two discs with a laser engraver cutter, cheap little K40. Designed it with the three spacers here, 120 degrees apart. Went ahead and cut the 3/4 inch hole out in the middle. I made mine a little bit skinnier, just enough room to hold the motor. And I did design the spacers here in Blender with custom-made spacers. Also for the motor Teflon shaft, you buy these rods from Amazon. They're I forget the diameter. How do you cut those? I ended up putting those in a drill and pushing a hacksaw blade up against it. Then that was able to cut it. But how you drill a hole right in the middle? I made this little template in Blender. This drilling guide. It's just a cube with exactly the right size to fit the Teflon. And on the other side is a hole right in the center. That is 5/32, I believe. Whatever fits for that. And I ended up using a 5/64. That's even smaller. Yes, this is 5/64. Easy to find drill. And I've ended up using a 5/32 to drill a hole for the motor. So I drilled that, cut the weight off and the little edge on it, and just left the original shaft on there. It's 4 millimeters. The motor shaft is 2 millimeters. If you get down to that, I had to use an offset for the lower brush and just some flashing for the counterpoise. I did, since the last video, I did find a nice big, thick, little looser rubber band. And like I mentioned, cutting a hole in this was a complete pain. I ended up drilling a hole, but I just drilled a whole bunch of holes around there and ground that some, and it was still too small, so I used a Dremel cutting disc to get it out to the right size, and a bunch more grinding, and I finally got it to fit. But that was a lot of Dremel noisy grinding. The collector's taped inside, and I got a little mark here where it goes on straight. And let's see, I fit that over here. It's a little tight because the wire sticks out. There it goes. And I do have a few notches cut in the top for it to sit down in. So I'll play around with it. And the pickup collector is slightly different. I use some copper wire here. I'm not sure if that's good or not. If I should have some on the other side, I'll have to play with that. It does make pretty good spark the way it is, though. I'll get that back on here. I have to finesse it on, then see as I turn it, it sits down just right. So I'll go ahead and fire this up with the bigger rubber band. Douse the lights, and it has enough to light up a neon bulb, and so we get the nice sparks out of the sun. It was losing juice when I had it up on this table here. Maybe it pulls more from the cardboard. I was learning about transferring charge from lower to upper. Just getting a good supply up top. It's pretty reliable. It making the sparks. Nice big fat juicy sparks. We love it.